Hi drawing kids, this is Mrs. Gardner and this is your gesture video. I have posed 3 mannequins and a paper mache giraffe with wire inside. And I tried to put them in an active pose so that you could see that the main goal isn't for any detail or really trying to draw any contours or edges and shapes. It's more about capturing the active pose because you're capturing movement. And so really the detail is nothing without the gesture. And gesture is in everything, not just figures like this, but also, in water, mountains, clouds, really anything. You can even animate a still object with the gesture of it. So it's kind of like capturing the body language, and so a lot of times we also try to exaggerate it. So from what you see here, let me get my picture. I'm going to draw a little bit on the board, but it was kind of hard to draw without looking at the mannequins and poses. So here is my, oops, it's not really focused. Let me focus this a little bit. I did a gesture sketch of all of them like that so that you could see how I interpret it in gesture. Notice no faces. Poor giraffe doesn't even have its little tail or anything, the hooves or anything like that, but that's kind of the point. I eliminate the details. So I'm going to put my little reference cheat sheet that I drew from these guys up on the board and try to show you it in action. So I am going to have to kind of reconfigure this here and get myself a little bit closer. I'm going to have to try to refocus, so bear with me. That's why I put that picture up there, to focus a little bit closer to the distance. Alright, now I'm going to move that guy's head out of the way a little bit there. Okay. And here we go. You're in the way, so let's see. I'm going to put him over here. Might end up drawing him, I don't know. I definitely like her. I'll try to keep it in the same kind of pose when I look at it. Maybe you can see her still too. Oh, she stays there. Like that. Find my marker. Okay, so I'm going to have to turn her a little bit. So when I'm drawing here, I'm looking for the main action line, or the line of action, the longest action line. And typically you start at the head and then kind of follow the spine and see where it takes you. So let's say, I'll just kind of keep it right here. I start with the head, and then I'm going to quickly kind of ignore everything else, kind of go for the main line of her spine going into her leg that kind of curves. I notice she has another leg that also kind of flares out like that. And then she has, for her shoulders, she has some lines of her arms and a little bit of a bend there. Now, I know that looks very stick figure-ish, but I'm going to also kind of add a little bit more without doing too much detail. Let's just say I kind of add a little bit of, I'm going to add some bulk to it. Maybe even add a little bit of foot to it. And then I can add a little bit, not detail, but more of the gesture, like her hand has a little gesture to it. If I even know the angle of the face, I could actually add that too, the main axis line. I could bulk up. In other words, just kind of give it a little bit more mass if I want to. And I could, stop right there if I wanted to. If I was doing, I'll do one more, maybe this giraffe guy right here. Right here. I'm looking for, start from the head, and I'm going to follow the main axis line. Oh yeah, by the way, there's something called CSI, which really has nothing to do with letters. A C is like one of the main kind of strokes you might make, or an S curve, or simply an I as in kind of a straightish line. Those are the 3 main movements you might have. So I'm going to I'll just kind of make a triangle for the head. And then I'm going to exaggerate the neck a little bit, kind of bring it down to the torso, to the hips. And then I could, hopefully you can still see that, and then I could add in the leg kind of poses that I see, like that. And then of course you can bulk it up if you want to. Now some people do gestures where they are actually scribbling, and it really feels like that. Everybody has their own. Some people like draw in shadows in a way, kind of blocking shadows. You can decide what your style is, okay? But I would suggest you still kind of go for the main line of action. It's not supposed to be a finished drawing, and of course you can add more to it, whatever you want to. Oh, forgot poor little guy's tail. Like that. So that would actually be like a gesture of my little giraffe, kind of a naked giraffe there. So in other words, you're capturing the body language and using the most simple lines that you can. Okay, so eliminate all detail. All right, now I'm going to stop right there, and I'll provide some of these pictures for you all separately.